So in this episode of Hotcha Zimzam, I want to help anybody out who is going to South by Southwest this year. It's going to be my 9th year there, so I'm really psyched about it. And the first piece of advice I can give you, check out the How to Rock at South by Southwest panel. It's going to be on Friday. Always some good advice given out there to help you get the lay of the land. Really, the best advice is just to keep it simple. It's a very overwhelming conference. It's only gotten more so lately. Last year, there were as many panelists as there were attendees the first year, so it's kind of getting out of hand. But if you can have kind of a Zen scheduling mantra to it, which I like to think of as have a plan for what you want to go to, but let that be your backup. Always sort of be willing to go with the flow. If you have friends who say, oh, you really got to check out this panel and it's something you've never heard of, follow their advice. Some of the best panels I've been to, Jane McGonigal, Will Wright, I wasn't planning on going to at all, and they ended up being some of the best panels I've ever seen. A lot of people are asking me about, how do you sort of meet your business needs when you go to South by Southwest, generate leads, clients, revenue. That I'm really not good at, to be honest. The things that really come out of South by Southwest for me are friends and ideas. That's what South by absolutely excels at for me. And indirectly, that may end up leading to clients or leads or business. It makes me good at what I do, but it's not the sort of thing where I can tell you, well, here are the things you can point out to your boss as the ROI on you having gone to South by. So unfortunately, I can't give you that kind of advice. But I can tell you, who to look out for. This year we got Clay Shirky, Jane McGonigal, Felicia Day, Seth Prebach. I honestly don't know how to pronounce his name, sorry. But he's going to be great. Robert Rodriguez, Gary Vaynerchuk's going to be there, Jeff Jarvis is going to be there, Al Franken's going to be there, Dooley Hill and Steve Franks from Psych are going to be there. They're doing a panel about how they do sort of the online equivalent of their show to help out Psych. You're going to be surrounded by really smart, friendly people, both on stage and off. And given that, I would say another important piece of advice is ask questions. Never stop asking questions. You're not going to look stupid, you're going to look engaged. You're rarely going to be in the company of this many really smart, bright, talented, fun, energetic, creative people, so just keep on asking questions. You'll learn so much. I learn about 50% of the stuff I know about the web, I learn at South by every year, honestly. It helps to find a guide. When I first came to South by in 2003, my guide was my best friend Kevin Smokler. Actually, that would be the big piece of advice I'd give you. Just meet Kevin Smokler. Really, do that, you'll be fine. But yeah, find a guide, someone who's a veteran there who can sort of help you, navigate the whole thing. If you run into me, I'd be happy to give you some tips. Another thing, and this isn't really sort of tips, just films I'm really psyched about at South by. It's kind of a preview as well. Attack the Block is a British underground indie film about an alien attack in London. Sort of like Battle LA, but indie. Press Pause Play is a doc that's going to be there, sort of about the creative culture on the web. All the stuff that Andrew Keane whinges about. Psyched for that, and 4 words. Really, the only 4 words you need to know at South by Southwest Film this year: hobo with a shotgun. That's all I have to say. Let me also pimp my friends' panels while I'm here. CC Chapman's got a new book out. Here, let me get this for you. Content Rules. This is awesome. I've been reading it. It's fantastic. He's going to be doing a book reading at South by, so definitely check that out. My friend Kevin Smokler. I dropped his book. Trust me, it's good. My friend Kevin Smokler is going to be there. He's going to be on one of the panels. His wife, Carrie Will, who I also know, she is doing a core conversation, which is kind of like a discussion as opposed to a presentation, on nonprofit startups. You should definitely check that out. Another question I get is sort of, is it a better idea to stick around just one place or try to hit all the different locations? Because this year, more than ever, it's kind of like scope creep. The past few years, they've been going out to more hotels. It used to all just be in the Austin Convention Center. Now it's spread out to everywhere. It's really kind of obnoxious. So personally, I'm only going to go, out of my way for stuff that's really, really good. So Jeff Jarvis is going to be across the river. It's going to be a little bit of a hike to get there, or to use the shuttle service. I'm willing to, take the bullet for that. For the most part, I'm sticking to the Convention Center and the Hilton, which are right next to each other. Honestly, you could sit in Ballroom D of the Convention Center the whole time and still get Bibles full of truth. You'll be swimming in the knowledge there. So, don't worry too much about that. But if you see something that, looks really, really nice, go ahead and, go out of your way. But for the most part, I think you're going to be fine just sticking around one or two places. Personally, I avoid the parties, the sponsored parties, just because it's really loud. It's really hard to have conversations, and all you can really do there is drink, and I don't drink, so there's just not that much, there for me. It's not to say nothing can never happen. A couple friends of mine met Joe Gordon-Levitt at one of those parties, and it was very cool, and to this day I wish I had gone with them. But for the most part, I do better, just sort of the one-on-one or in small groups, going to coffee shops or having lunch or dinner, whatever. There are a few events, though, that aren't sort of officially parties, but they're sort of South by traditions. 20 by 2, 20 speakers, get 2 minutes to answer one question. It happens every year. It's fantastic. I highly advise you go to that. Frey Cafe is storytelling. People just get up and tell personal stories. I've done it every year. I love it. I'm holding my own event this year, Dunk Donuts with Dave. I'll leave the details below. Definitely check that out. Actually, I got to show you the cards. They just came today. Bam! Oops, there. Dunk Donuts with Dave. So that's going to be there. That looks backwards to me, but hopefully it will be forwards for you. If not, I'll just post it somewhere. Anyway, but that's going to be a bunch of people just sitting around and talking about ideas, because what I love to hear at Southwest are what are people thinking about? What are all the new ideas, crazy ideas people are thinking about? So we're going to do that, and we're going to eat massive, massive donuts. This place makes donuts that are just huge. It's called Gordo's. They make these donuts the size of your face, and they're awesome. So we're going to do that. We're going to check that out, and if you want to go, leave something in the comments, and I'll shoot you an invite, or just, show up here. That's basically it. I mean, my one piece of advice, if I had to, just boil it all down, is to say, leave yourself open to people and ideas. That's really, where the journey could take you at South by. It's really how I get the most out of it, is by just sort of absorbing all of that, and then meeting great people. I mean, honestly, it's the people that make South by go round, that make it worth it. So just meet as many people as you can, ask as many questions as you can, and just have a great time. Good luck. I'll see you there.